Welcome to the Business Buyer Diaries. My name is Nathan Platter. I'm a full-time employee, and I bought a business. I did everything right, from finding the deal, handling all the due diligence on 63 opportunities, and ultimately bought a profitable gym. And boy, was I in for a big surprise as a new owner. I chronicled everything in real time, including the biggest wins to the stressful nights at 2 a.m. I'm sharing my journey without sugarcoating anything, so you don't make the same mistakes that I did. Here's today's episode. All right, so we heard from the SBA lender, and the next step is they're now going to basically give a conditional approval, but the seller has to agree to some terms. So, okay, I see the sprinklers, yeah. So today I'm walking the kids while doing today's recording, so probably a little distracted. So the bank wanted me to update the personal financial statement. I got that bonus on. I filled the form with like, I'll be getting a bonus. My wife will be quitting her job right away. But he said like, hey, if she's still working, let's put that down because that's as of today accurate. If she quits later on, then we'll figure that out later. But then also like update the sheet with the post bonus balances. So like the checking account's now up on the bonus amount instead of saying that's incoming, just say that that's arrived. So at the end of the day, alter the sheet on everything, and the personal financial statement is in. One kind of twist to everything, for the SBA loan, if you have significant equity in your home, then the bank puts a junior lien on your home, and that's because the deal is over $500,000. If it was a mini deal, then they wouldn't even do that. But since the deal is close to like $1 million, do you guys see that little orange lawnmower walking on the ground? It's mowing their lawn. That's kind of cool. Since the deal is significantly higher, then they consider our home equity. If we have a lot of home equity, then they put a junior lien on your house. But if you don't have very much equity, which I don't think we do, then they don't put that junior lien on your house because there's nothing really to collect if everything falls apart. So strangely enough, we live in my mind, it's a starter home. Maybe it's not, but we bought it a year ago, and Zillow says our home value is up 2% over last year. So we have like 12% equity in our home. And the bank said they looked up our home on different sites like Trulia, Redfin, and their own in-house comp valuator. And that thing, Riley, come on. And those sites are saying our house has actually appreciated like 15% in 1 year, which even in like a home spike market, I don't think that's really possible. I think that's sure it's possible. I don't think that's very likely. So if we have 25% equity or more, then they put a junior lien in your house. And if you don't, then they don't do that. And so I was trying to tell them like, hey guys, I know you're wanting to have collateral, but we don't really have that much equity. So we can figure it out, but like as is, we've got a deal that doesn't require that junior lien, so let's not put a junior lien on if it's not necessary to get to closing. So that was kind of an interesting curveball. If you have home equity, then they want it. If you don't have home equity, then they just kind of ignore you. So it was really strange. It was kind of backwards to what I thought. Because normally if you're like scraping by, they want every last penny. But if you have a lot of funds, then they don't nickel and dime you. Was my assumption. Anyhow, that was a surprise. So if you have a lot of home equity, be prepared for a junior lien on big deals. So that was one. And then, so for the current structure of the deal, the lender is saying, or at least the first round of negotiations, is the lender is having us put $20,000 down. And then, how does it all work? I can't remember how the cash down or equity injection all works. There's a lot of moving parts to it. But the big thing that was surprising is the bank is asking the seller to carry 25% of the loan value. And so of the $1 million price tag that we get paid out in 2 years, they have to have $250 on standby for 2 years, and then can start paying them off in 2 years. And so that was surprising. That was a big ask. We were expecting 10% the whole time, and now they're asking them to carry 25% of the home value, or loan value. So if the seller says yes, we're good to go. If the seller says no, we're negotiating. We'll see what ends up happening there. it may end up being that, Marla, hang on. Marla, hang on. Hold on. It may end up being that, I mean, who knows? Right now we're trying to do 2 gyms in one purchase, and we may end up doing just one. Well, just one if it's too tight to do both. The banker said it's going to be tight, but we can do 2. And if we did just one, it'd be, if we did just the first gym, it'd be an easy transaction. So I don't know. I'm trying to emotionally prepare myself for just one, because that's very possible. 2 would be amazing. That'd be life-changing. But doing just one isn't quite the big bang I was hoping for. And so just trying to be at peace with where both goes. The seller could say, screw it. I want someone to buy both. No deal. And then they go back to the market to see if who else is interested in this purchase. Because they could want their full purchase price, all cash right now. And maybe I'm asking for too much. I don't think I am, but maybe I am. I don't know. They could say, all right, we'll sell the first one, but we really want to get paid out right away on that second gym instead of waiting 2 years on both. Get paid out all the way on one and then getting paid all the way on the second one from another buyer. Or they could say, sure, well, we like you, Nathan. We'll work with you. We'll make this deal work. So there's 3 different ways this could end up going. I guess we could always renegotiate, but right now they could sell both, sell one, or sell none. And now we wait to see what the seller has to say. And once they decide, we then wait, or the lender then submits it into their underwriting team. It gets queued for review. Okay. And then we wait 6 to 7 business days. So today's August 20, business days. So there's going to be 2 weekends in there. Adding 2 weekends, assuming the seller gives a thumbs up, we're waiting a week and a half to 2 weeks for the bank's a formal decision on everything. So now we just wait to see what the seller says, and they dictate how we proceed. And then we wait for the lender to lock it down. We'll pause a little early. I've got some sad tears. So, have some family time, but wanted to update everyone live as much as possible. This has been another episode of the Business Buyer Diaries. Subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. I hope you're realizing that business ownership is no cakewalk. Check the podcast notes for a link to the DIY due diligence program, the complete list of show sponsors, and for media inquiries. Music written and composed by Wes Schrock. I'm your host, Nathan Platter. Join me again on the next one.